Welcome back to Strata Games. I'm Andrew, and this is 9 great cards for Commander you aren't playing. It used to be 10, but budget cuts, man. Our white card for today is Archon of Coronation. This 5/5 for 6 flyer makes you the monarch when it enters the battlefield, which means it's going to draw you at least 1 card. Now, heavy lies the head that wears the crown, but Archon helps with that by protecting all life that you would lose when someone attacks you to steal your crown. And the fact that it's a flyer will help you reclaim your position as ruler. Moving on to blue. Rebuild costs 2 blue for an instant with return all artifacts to their owner's hands, and cycling 2. If you're playing an artifact deck, this can serve as amazing protection versus board wipes. Alternatively, it can punish that opponent who's just going off with Smothering Tithe or Duretti. And if you need more gas, you can just cycle it. Remember when black got ramp spells? You could cast a dark ritual and come out with 2 mana more than you started with. Soldevi Adonate remembers. It costs 1 black for a 1/2 with tap, sacrifice a black or artifact creature. Add an amount of black mana equal to the sacrificed creature's mana value. In the late game, this guy can turn your creatures into a massive amount of mana for Exsanguinate or Torment of Hailfire, or you can just sacrifice ETB creatures like Belzenlock or Sepulchral Primordial just to cast another one. However you want to use it, doubling your mana is always good. Now, if you have too much mana and you need a way to spend it, Obsidian Fireheart's got your back. And your house. And your school. It's spreading. Obsidian Fireheart is a 4/4 for 1 red, red, red with 1 red, red, put a blaze counter on target land without a blaze counter on it. For as long as that land has a blaze counter on it, it has, at the beginning of your upkeep, this land deals 1 damage to you. This takes some serious red mana, but it's a great way to ensure that your opponents who are playing stupid things like Control or Stacks have to suffer just like you. And when they kill you for turning all their lands into infernos, the land continues to burn. Black may be best at sacrificing creatures, but green is best at stealing the things that other colors like to do. Ooze Garden costs 1 green for an enchantment with 1 green, sacrifice a non-ooze creature. Create an XX green ooze creature token where X is the sacrificed creature's power. Activate only as a sorcery. Now you can't use this as removal protection because it's only sorcery speed, but you can run it with creatures that have a massive amount of power. For example, if Galta is your commander, you can sacrifice it to create a 12/12 ooze, which reduces Galta's cost by 12, so you can play that again for cheap. You can also use Ooze Garden to get rid of the downsides on cheap but massive creatures. Or you can steal your opponent's creatures with treason effects and sacrifice them to give you those creatures forever. While this card is not going to do wonders in just any green deck, it will be amazing in the right deck. Every discerning mage requires time to think, and Wall of Denial provides that in spades. It costs 1 white-blue for a 0/8 with Defender, Flying, and Shroud. This is just an impenetrable wall until somebody board wipes, so if you can play it early, it'll prevent you from taking a lot of chip damage when someone's just looking to attack and they don't care much who. It also gets bonus points in any deck running Sun Titan because you can keep bringing it back. In our artifact slot, we have the card that asks, how do you like your eggs? Summoner's Egg is a 0/4 artifact creature for 4 that has Imprint. When Summoner's Egg enters the battlefield, you may exile a card from your hand face down. And, when Summoner's Egg dies, turn the exiled card face up. If it's a creature card, put it onto the battlefield under your control. So for the low cost of an extra card, this thing lets you cheat any creature into play. Ulamog? Cheated. Blightsteel Colossus? Cheated. My ex-girlfriend? Terrain Generator is a land that taps to produce 1 colorless mana, or you can pay 2 mana and tap it to put a basic land card from your hand onto the battlefield tapped. This seemingly innocuous land is great because it gives you a consistent way to ramp, assuming you can keep your hand stocked. It can also give you perfect control over your landfall triggers, which is difficult to achieve. Due to producing colorless mana and only ramping out your basic lands, this goes best in monocolored decks, but it's right at home in any deck that bounces lands or just draws a lot of them. And our wild card, our top card that people aren't playing for this week is Null Chamber. This costs 3 white for a world enchantment with. As Null Chamber enters the battlefield, you and an opponent each choose a card name other than a basic land card name. Spells with the chosen names can't be cast, and lands with the chosen names can't be played. Yes, this is on the reserve list, but it's still only a few dollars, and it's amazing. It lets you and another player gang up to prevent the other 2 commanders from being played. Now, if that sounds mean, I don't know, go back to playing checkers or something. This thing seems like a sweet prison piece. These are some of our picks, but let us know which cards you think are undervalued, and be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell if you'd like to see more videos like this. Thanks for watching.